out for us. I'm always spoiled for choice when I have to walk in the store and pick one dress out of hundreds.
They have colorful, trendy clothes, guys. So it's right there on the Spintex Road. And you're on Instagram and Facebook as Red Cotton Clothing. So follow and share. And remember, the show is interactive, and the hashtag to follow is the GTD Breakfast hashtag on social media, our social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, guys. All right,
yes,
so I'm going to hand over to the other side.
Okay, so let's start with our wisdom nugget for today, and it's on a subject that I'm very, very passionate about. I love to read. And so, Doctor...
I'll say, Kusi, read good books. That's our wisdom nugget. We've got the trends and the weather coming up, and then something on cybersecurity issues, headlines, and conversations that you do not want to miss. So you stay with us. It's the Funky Friday edition of GTV Breakfast. Hashtag GTV Breakfast. Morning, all. We greet.
It's a good morning to you. Very exciting, very humbling for me to serve you the wisdom nugget for the day. Today our nugget is read a lot of good books. Read a lot of good books. One of the greatest treasures of humanity over the years are books. Books are a collection of wisdom, a collection of history, a collection of incredible insight. When I talk about books, I'm not just talking about any books at all. I'm talking about like personal development books, history books, great literature, insightful material that positively adds value to our lives. It's amazing how many people go through a whole year without even reading one book. Have you read a book this year? Have you been able to read a book this year? I read a bit of history, and I'm so blown away about some of the greatest people in history. I read about a man called Alexander the Great, a young man who conquered nearly, 1/3 or 2/3 of the world. And when Alexander the Great traveled around the world in battles and warfare, one of the things he carried were books. Maybe you think that is far away in Europe. But I read something that blew my mind about the Ashanti Empire and about the Ashanti Kingdom. And over 400 or so years ago, when foreigners first came into contact with them, one of the things they noticed was there at the palace in Kumasi was a library of books in Arabic and books in different languages. There is no great person and there is no great empire that does not invest in reading or that does not invest in knowledge accumulation. There is so much insight in books. How can you go through the whole year without reading a book? How can you go through a whole month without picking a book to read? There are people that complain about the prices of books, and yet they spend so much on makeup, they spend so much on food, they spend so much on credit, and they won't spend a little bit of money on a good book that will change their lives. I can give you many stories of how books have changed me. And there are so many people out there that can give incredible stories about how books have changed them. Some of the greatest people that have inspired me have been people like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah or Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And the fact that even as a sitting president, when you read the biography of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, even as a sitting president of a country, he made time to read. What made Nelson Mandela great was reading. What is going to make you great is reading. Do you take time and just stop and take a book and read? Or you're so busy that you never read? If you don't read, the world will go ahead of you. Reading gives you incredible amount of insight into history. It gives you the secrets of people's successes. A book can change your life forever if you invest in reading books. As you go through the rest of the year, please take some time. Buy a book. Next time you are passing by a bookstand, stop and look through the books and maybe invest a little bit in that book. You never know the kind of knowledge and insight that that book is going to give you. Enjoy your day as you think about how you're going to strategize to increase your capacity for reading and how you can accumulate more books. Lastly, let me share something with you. Somebody said this. I don't get angry with me. I'm not the originator of this quote. But somebody said that poor people have a TV that is bigger than the size of their library. and rich people have a library that is bigger than their TV. Go and think about that. Have yourself a brilliant day, and I'll see you again on the Wisdom Nugget for your day.
Thanks for staying with us, and my outfit is proudly put together by Red Cotton Clothing. We are grateful to our sponsors: Awake Purified Mineral Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. We're doing social media trends, and you know that we always monitor what's trending across social media, especially on Twitter and on other platforms. This morning, this matter I can't talk, so can we just sympathize and commiserate with the family of the former aviation minister, Mr. Joseph Kofi Adda, who passed away yesterday. We know that he was a minister of state and he served his country well, and now he bows out of the world stage to be accepted into the Committee of Angels, hopefully, and we received the sad news yesterday on his passing. Guys, your thoughts on Joseph Kofi Adda?
Yeah, well, it's always sad when somebody passes, because then you think about the family that has been left behind, and they will definitely grieve long after all the official pronouncements have been made and everything has been done is coming to earth. The family is the one who feels the loss even more and for a longer time, you know. And, well, he did his part, and he's passed on. May his soul be at peace, and we send out our condolences to the family of Mr. Kofi Adda. And
the people of Navrongo Central as well. They have lost a former MP, an iconic politician. The president described him as that he will be remembered for his diligence and forthrightness, and even the vice president has eulogized him. Of course, he was a member of the NPP, and so a lot of sympathy pouring out from the NPP camp.
Yeah, and then also I hear he was at an event on Tuesday. Just this Tuesday, he was at an event, and so it was just like, you know, sudden. Oh, condolences to his family.
Yeah, and can we just appreciate each other whilst we are still here? I mean, we don't know when the call would come and when we would answer the call. So let's stop all the negativity and let's stop all the bickering and just appreciate each other whilst we still have time. And so our thoughts remain with the family at this difficult time on the passing of a statesman.
Talking about appreciation, yeah, it's great for people to appreciate others, but it's also good for you to appreciate yourself. I remember watching one awards where Snoop Dogg, the musician, comes up, and you know, normally when you win an award, you say shout outs to this, or they say, well, I want to say thanks to me for holding it down when everything was tough, when nobody was believed in me. I want to say shout outs to me. You know, you appreciating yourself, because sometimes people don't really think too much about what they do. So you've got to always think about, hey, you're a good person. Nobody is totally bad. You know, there are some good things that you do, and you must find those little things and appreciate them for yourself.
Because Panji is coming, I'm allowed to speak pidgin today.
Of course, you for speak.
We dey try. We dey try.
Yeah,
so sometimes people appreciate one another.
You for free.
Like when they wake up at 4 a.m., 3:30 a.m.
And you do your bit.
Regardless, they come here. So hey, big ups to myself.
It be so. Your pidgin be real.
It's good because especially in the past few days, I've been beating myself over mistakes that I have made personally in my personal life. And I asked myself, am I really a horrible person? Am I this monstrous, monstrosity? Am I a monstrous monstrosity?
You're not.
But you know, sometimes you do things, you know that I brought this on myself, and you're asking yourself, like, so all this plenty church and they go, this my mommy raised, like my mommy no raised no idiot, you know. So like, did my mommy raise me to be this person? But
no.
you have to appreciate yourself and say that, you know what, I've made my mistakes, I own it, and
but this one,
if I apologize,
for here.
Yeah,
I'm good here,
I forced for here, so this one I give myself. But you know, while we are appreciating ourselves, the public just sees us. The three of us all the time and the guests we speak to and everything. But behind us, guys, there's a solid team behind. There's a solid team behind. If we start mentioning names, should we try?
My ears telling me to tell you all to shut up. Let's just move on.
Okay, so guys,
they don't even take the credit when it's given to them, and that tells you like the strength.
Guys, if you could see some of the things that go behind the scenes.
When other guy tells you rap. So
I know, right?
I'm sure you know. The police. I mean, police has introduced a policy where they shuttle officers. So here the story I'm seeing, the Ghana Police Service has made available shuttles to transport officers to and back from duty.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I read this, I just said, so we won't see policemen and women sitting in front, try 7, and not paying the trotro fare.
Oh, they do that, right?
Praise the Lord.
Okay.
Yeah, or flagging.
You to stop.
Yeah,
because they sit
to get lift
in the front seat of the trotro like this. So the mate now knows not to take any money. He will just say yes, one front. And when I say this, you know that I'm a chop girl. Please don't see me in church anymore. Take picture and come and put on social media. We know it already. Like I sit
so what? They have a shuttle service.
So they have a shuttle service,
like the ones we have on campus, where which shuttles students from.
But you see, this one they're saying is to boost morale.
Okay, good.
Because I think there's a branding. There appears to be an active,
to change the face of the police.
Yes, an active attempt to improve things at the service. And if this is to boost morale, I mean, I'm all for it.
This is great.
Yeah.
But have you ever been given a lift by a police officer before?
No, I haven't. I have actually given a lift to a police officer. Okay. Actually, I'm going to give him shout outs. His name is Brima. You know, when you get to the Accra Mall roundabout, there's a police guy there who's always, like, in the afternoons especially, trying to navigate traffic. Yeah, that's the guy. Okay. During the COVID times, weren't allowed to, most transport services weren't allowed to come to and from here, and there were lots of traffic because they had to check people at the toll. Right. So he used to wait for me at the Tema side of the toll.
Oh, Charlie, stand
yes, until the ban was lifted. I rode with him every morning. He's my guy.
Solid. Yeah. I had a lift from a police officer last Thursday, Inspector Nemo.
On the motorbike.
On a motorbike. You know, the traffic
were you wearing a helmet?
The traffic was mad last. Let me tell my story.
Helmet?
Let me tell my story. The traffic was mad. So I parked my car at my brother's place and I stepped out on the road and I was flagging a motorbike. And then then I'm thinking, oh, it's a police officer. He says, normally I don't stop for people, but if they stop me, I will take them. Jump on. Yeah, and I just jumped on.
Did you get his name?
Yes, Inspector Nemo. Salute. The ride was solid. Next time I'll wear a helmet.
Confessions, okay.
He was wearing a helmet. Next time, I'm actually going to buy one. I have a friend called Dennis Mipuri. He rides motorbikes, and he's going to find me the best helmet to buy. I'll buy it and put it in my car. When the traffic misbehaves, I was going to say, when it fools, the traffic fooler. Then I'll just go park.
So you are speak peace.
Yeah, I'll go come out.
You're legit. The reason we are not talking about Vaseline and moaning, Cap, is because of you.
Okay. I just my hands. Really.
You're legit. The reason we are not doing that.
All right.
Yesterday, I mean, we are not supposed to talk about certain trends, but guys, yesterday, did you spend a lot of hours on Twitter like I did?
Yeah, well, I was doing it for my research, so I listened to all those things. I listened to all those
research into what?
For journalistic purposes. I want to know what's trending. Yeah. So
okay, so even though that is trending, moaning is trending. I mean, yeah, that's trending. Even though that's trending, last week alcohol was trending as well, and the Alcohol is a song by Fireboy. Okay. So a lot of people were actually, it was trending, and people were doing the alcohol challenge. Ooh, people actually sat in gutters and poured water on their alcohol. And so Fireboy had to come out and actually on Twitter and say that, look,
don't do this.
I appreciate the love you're giving the song Alcohol, but stop this challenge, it's not working. And then boom, the next week here's another challenge that I don't know what to say.
The alcohol, I saw somebody pouring okra soup on themselves.
Yes,
that was the trend.
Yes, that was the trend. Look, I saw one, the guy was sat in a gutter and he was pouring the water on his own body. Like this.
The gutter water?
Yes, the gutter water.
Oh.
You know the song Alcohol is like, I'm hustling, I'm struggling to make ends meet, but even though I'm doing that, I'm still going to chill on the side, and I'm going to use alcohol as a means of comfort. So it's not every trend that you have to
Don't
jump
follow
on.
every
There was a crate challenge too. People were working on crates.
Someone died.
Yes.
Remember, someone died from that.
Broke their legs and all.
Oh.
Don't do that.
And then there was the silhouette challenge where the tech guys, the serious tech guys were able to do something. And so even though the ladies,
and they removed
the ladies came on with
veil.
a silhouette thing, the tech guys were able to remove the thing. And so it was clean. Like
Tech-
birthday
commercial ones
It's
or
okay.
technology people.
You
technology.
guys,
people.
it's okay. These are trends we weren't
Yeah,
even
but
going
this
to
goes to say that don't
mention.
jump on every trend.
Please, Vaseline has legitimate uses. Let's just stick to
Yeah,
that.
for dry hands like mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm having a fit of giggles. Okay, can we just move on? Yesterday, we had our cheesy quiz, and we asked you a question. It was World Sight Day, and we used the day to celebrate all our visually impaired friends who are doing amazing things across sectors. We spoke to a broadcast journalist who was visually impaired, a teacher who was visually impaired, and other professionals. They obviously have proven themselves. And we asked you the question yesterday, which visually impaired musician has won 25 Grammy Awards for a chance to win a voucher for cheesy pizza. And so we are giving out three vouchers to get delicious pizza from Cheesy Pizza. And the answer we were expecting is right there on your screen, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder is the answer we were looking for. So many of you sent answers. That's not the one we were looking for. 25 Grammy Awards, Stevie Wonder. Kaf is already singing one Stevie Wonder song. I listened to an interview of Stevie Wonder, and the interviewer asked him, have you ever wanted to see? He said no. And when yesterday Selassie said about the same thing, they asked, oh, what do you want? He said, no, I'm looking for money. 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 So it's not... For some of these visually impaired people, the world of shadows, the world of darkness, whatever you call it, is their world, and they're doing amazing stuff there. So Stevie Wonder, 25 Grammy Awards. We got some of you who got it right, fastest first on our WhatsApp number. So the winners are, drum rolls, Mabel Asabia Aita from Tema, Frederick Kwesi Apieje Ashomang Village, and John Shemin Ekufo from Kaswa. So these are our three winners from yesterday: Mabel Asabi Ayita Tema, Frederick Kwesi Apieje Ashomam Village, and John Shemen Ekufo from Kaswa. So we have your numbers. Get in touch with us and grab your vouchers so that you can go and get those delicious pizzas. And when you do, take photos and send them to our WhatsApp number again, and let's celebrate Cheesy Pizza again.
Let me tell you.
For bringing you something delicious on GTV Breakfast.
Let me tell you a Stevie Wonder story. So he comes to Ghana some years ago, because he's been to Ghana a couple of times, and he even wants to move back. He had an appointment for 9 o'clock with somebody at Golden Tulip Hotel. The guy gets there at 9:05, and Stevie has come and gone. He couldn't believe it. He was late by just 5 minutes. Stevie Wonder had come and just left. He didn't take the guy seriously, because you wasted my time. I mean, if a blind guy can get to his appointment on time, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. He was gone. I mean, he never met the guy.
Wow.
Gone, you know.
Wow.
And then I found out that his sleep patterns are very, very variable.
Weird.
He can sleep for 3 hours and he's all right. Then he can sleep for 3 days. No, stop.
Interesting. So find out about
I just couldn't. I can't imagine sleeping for 3 days.
The kind of things you find out, Kav. I'm going to ask this question. You are not allowed to answer. Our chief is for today. We are asking the question: which date is set aside to celebrate World Food Day?
All right.
Which date is set aside to celebrate World Food Day? Fastest fingers first. Send answers to our WhatsApp number 055-55-61034 for a chance to win today's special branded mugs, branded breakfast show mugs. We are giving away branded breakfast show mugs from GTV with love from all of us on the team. We are giving you the opportunity. 3 lucky winners. Fastest fingers first. Which date is set aside to celebrate World Food Day?
Every day.
Every day. Well, we eat every day, so.
So guys, wait. Before we start wrapping up trends, Obonu TV. There's a lady on Obonu TV. Her name is Dede, and so she went around town. Dede, yeah, she went around town asking, you know, those funny comments. What's the female name for this? And so she asked a guy, what's the English name for kokonte? I mean, that's what she was asking people.
English name for kokonte?
Yes. And the weirdest answer came up ever. One guy just said Chris Brown.
Oh, come on, Charlie. I give up. I give up. Come on, why?
I get the brown. I get the brown.
Why?
Chris.
And you know, he was serious about it. Like, maybe one day we can put that video.
Chris Brown.
I'm giving up.
A brother to Tom Brown.
I'm giving up. Look, can we just go for a break before we all lose it?
Oh,
Thank you. This has been social
Charlie,
media
it's
trend.
over.
And we'll come back to our tech conversation, which we do every Friday. And today, CAF will be sitting down to look at another aspect of cybersecurity, and we are looking at all the emerging threats in that space in recent times. So stick and stay. GTV Breakfast brought to you by Awake Purified Mineral Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. Thanks to Red Cotton Clothing for my lovely outfits and vows as well. Follow them on Instagram. You can find them on the Spintex Road and also in East Legon. Fantastic team with ready-to-wear African print dresses, and you can pick some up for all occasions. And we'll be back right after this. Stick and stay.
Live from G, coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show.
Yes, I just took my seat, and this is GTV Breakfast, brought to you by Wake Purified Drinking Water, Adoko Next Level Energy Drink, Shield Acrylic Paint. We've got cheesy pizza giveaways. What day is used to celebrate World Food Day? Give us your answers only on WhatsApp 055-556-1034. Kaftan brought to you by The Fabric Hub. Look for them on Instagram, The Fabric Hub NG. Before we talk about emerging cyber security threats in Ghana, yesterday I get home in the afternoon and I find a chap just peeing in front of my house. So this is the conversation we had. I said, boss, you they stay here. Then, you know, he's peeing, but he's looking behind because I'm behind, and he says, I be driver. Where do you live? He says, Kanishi. And I say, boss, can I also come over to your house and piss there? So, oh, no problem. Here is gutter. Really? Why do we even have open gutters in Ghana? Yeah? It's an opportunity to misbehave, really, you know. Please, guys, don't pee in front of other people's homes. If you can sleep overnight, if you can sleep 8 hours without peeing on your bed, you can hold that water in till you get to the right place. There's so many filling stations where you go in and do your thing. I've stopped at hotels. When I was in trouble, I had to go and pee or go and do number 2. I went to the hotel looking all executive and then just go into the bathroom and go and do your thing and come out. Free. You even have music in your ears while you're doing your thing, you know, and AC as well, you know. So please do the right thing. Let's keep Ghana smelling nice, okay? Don't go around peeing and then shaking and then telling me you be driver. So what? Anyway, that's my little rant for the morning. We've got conversations on graffiti. We've got a sit down with a man of many parts, involved in music, in TV, on stage issues, and it's going to be really, really exciting. We're going to even trace the beginnings of hip life. It's something you want to think about. But for now, we're looking at cyber security threats right here on GTV Breakfast. You can follow us on YouTube and Facebook. Just look for Ghana Broadcasting Corporation and subscribe on YouTube, like, share. And this is actually going out live right now on those platforms. So even if you have to leave home, you can take your phone with you and watch the show. So we are going to talk cybersecurity threats right now with our regular Friday morning guest, David Jedu, CEO of DK Cyber. So right now in Ghana, there's an increasing reliance on the internet and ICT. And 2 weeks ago, we got a taste of that when WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook all shut down and people thought the world was coming to an end. And so we're also getting things like, you know, ransomware, cyber theft, banking, fraud. Just yesterday, Ghana came out with an alert that there are some people using the World Remit brand to go and basically say they can double your money. And they're warning you about all those things. So cyber espionage, cyber attacks, all kinds of things are going on. How do you protect yourself from all these cyber threats? David Jedu, CEO of DK Cyber. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you here.
Great.
As always, love your outfit, man.
Thank you.
Pan-African and Ghana all. So when we talk of cyber security threats, what are we vibing about?
All right, thank you and good morning. So when you're looking at cybersecurity threats, we are looking at the malicious attack that comes to us to gain access of our information, of our data, and even the network that we live on. So we are looking at how individual, as a corporate firms, as a country, how people maliciously attack us with pieces of software code to gain access of our information, and not only gaining the access, they also try to damage the information they've got or hold captive of it. That's where the ransomware comes in. Okay, so it's an attack on your presence online. Yes.
With the intent to do what?
So the intent is to gain access, one, either to gain access to the network or to your device that you are using, and sometimes not only to gain the access, but also to hold captive of your information or to even destroy the information that you have for your own self, your own data they have got on the internet or on your server. They just hold it, they will destroy it, or they will use it for their personal gains.
What are some of the common cyber security threats that you are aware of?
All right, sure. Thank you. So when you look at the common cybersecurity threat that we've got, we have malware, which is very broad. Now, when you look at malware, for me, I have termed it a notorious software or piece of code comes together to really gain access or to destroy some piece of information that you've got. So when you are looking at malware, it's a family of notorious pieces of code or software come together.
The whole family?
Yes. So that's where we have got virus, we have got the Trojans, we have got the ransomware, you get it, and you have got the worm. So we have all those things come together. So when you look at virus, I think it's very common today that we all know viruses travel from device to devices or from system to systems. And we've got one that is also ransomware. That's where they hold captive of your information, then they demand a ransom. So someone will just hold your information and will tell you that, oh, pay this amount of money through any means. They normally don't accept the bank. They use that cryptocurrency to pay it through the BTC or pay it through a coin that is really, you cannot easily track them. Yeah, so that's what they do. So that's a ransomware. That's where they hold information, they hold your own information, and they will use that information or they will try to demand money from you.
It's just like kidnapping, but in the online world.
On the
They kidnap your information
yes.
and then ask for money.
Yeah.
When you pay the money, they release
for you. They release for you. So that's part of the malware. And we have one of the common ones, which is phishing. I always say that we are getting into the Christmas festivity and we should be very careful about these phishing links. Currently it's been going on that you have a phishing link about scholarship packages, travel abroad. You have about companies giving giveaways. They are all type of phishing. You know, we have the genuine ones there, but the hackers, you know, when WhatsApp was having issue, I think that was from Monday going, they said WhatsApp is about to go down and all those skirmishes around WhatsApp. Then come a phishing link that WhatsApp is about to go off 24 hours. So click this link to really secure yourself.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. So you see, the information came out and they create a phishing link out of it to get people information, to get hold of your information that you use. Sometimes the demand that what they would demand will be maybe your password, your email address, and even your bank details, your Visa card details. So all these are things that they do to get information from us. So one of them is the phishing links that we have.
Okay, just to stay briefly on the phishing link before you go to the next one. How do you determine that this request is genuine? How do you protect yourself from a phishing link? So they say WhatsApp is about to go down. Click on this. How do you protect yourself from? Because the message looks genuine. That's how come they trap a lot of people. How do you protect yourself?
All right. So one, the things that you should note from phishing links is phishing links always come with time bomb. Do this in specific time. So they'll give you, because that time they have opened a Metasploit, our listener. So they are giving you a time frame that do this within this time. So there will be a link there. They say do this within the next 24 hours. Do this in 3 days. Then you should know that it's a phishing link. And also you have to also check the link that has come out. If it's from WhatsApp, then you should be able to go to WhatsApp platform and verify that this thing is going on. If not, all these things, normally you see them, they clone some particular site and they put it out there. They're all phishing. So one of the key to detect is check it. If the link comes with time bomb, then you have to be very careful about that. And also try to verify the link. And also
WhatsApp thing is whatsapp.com.
Whatsapp.com. So you go to whatsapp.com and find out if they are putting such information then, or blog.whatsapp.com. That's where they normally put those.
Blog.whatsapp.com.
Yes, so you can also check it from there. So those are some of the things that we can really check when we have those phishing links outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the general rule is that whatever platform you're on, if they're telling you to do certain things and you're not too sure, just go to the platform itself.
Yes, or just ask Google about it. So just if you don't know the official website of the company, just search, put your company name there. It brings their official website. You go there and go and verify if it's true that they are running that promotion or they are doing that, what they are saying they are doing here.
Okay, yeah, let's continue. We're still talking about the common cybersecurity. You talked about malware and you listed viruses, Trojans, ransomware, and worms.
Yeah, and also we spoke about the phishing. And one of the things too today we have to check out is man-in-the-middle attack.
Man-in-the-middle attack?
Yes, man-in-the-middle attack. It's very common of late. Man-in-the-middle attack, attacker sits in between you and a server. So assuming this morning I want to browse through Google or I want to purchase a product online, I would not know there might be a hacker or someone in between us, myself and the server, trying to get the information that is being communicated to the server. So that's where if your site that you're trying to make payment or trying to do business is not encrypted, that is where we talk about the HTTPS or the HTTP, the Secure Hypertext Transfer Protocol.
Which one is the secure one?
The secure one is the HTTPS.
Okay.
And when you want to do payment on website, you have to check that padlock icon there, so that you know that you are secured. If not, there's someone who can sit in between you and the server. You think that you are trading with you are trading, but the information are going to someone's system.
So look for the S on the
when you're on the internet. And also, yes, and also the very key here is that we don't have to use free public Wi-Fi, because a hacker can just come and open a free public Wi-Fi here, try to sniff information from people who are using his network. You get it? So we have to be very careful about it. And I also do say that when you're not using your Bluetooth, just off your Bluetooth.
Put it off.
Put it off. When you're not using it, just put it off.
Okay.
And don't.
Why should I put my Bluetooth off when I'm not using it?
Yeah, it will help you, because today we have what we call the Bluetooth attack that they use through the man-in-the-middle attack to get in. You know, now the technological way, the attack is becoming advanced. So they use every little opportunity that they get today to really dupe you or damage you. So we have to be very careful about man-in-the-middle attack. And one of the points is DDoS. We have distributed denial of service attack. You know, right now there might be a house that we all want to enter. But when there's a force, maybe you have hundreds of people trooping in here, what will happen at the door?
Well, there'll be pressure on the door.
There's pressure on the door. So that's the distributed denial of service attack.
Is that what happened with Facebook?
Facebook, it has happened before, but currently what happened to them was as due to DNS failure.
Okay.
Yeah, but it has happened to most platforms before. Okay. Yeah, so they normally, it is about you putting pressure on a particular server through your commands. So that's also an attack that's going on. And when you come back to Ghana here, most of the common attacks that I see today, one of them is a mobile money fraud. Mobile money fraud is also part of these attacks. And also we have VIP fraud. VIP, whereby you try to make a payment online to purchase a product, and they will tell you, oh, I'll send a thing or I'll send a thing to you through the transport system. Cool. Whereby we use VIP, and they will forge a whole clean story, and they will take your money without you not seeing your product. They're all attacked. And even our bank, and you made mention of bank theft. How can we protect ourselves? They are all things. Today now, we've seen that our bank has come very close to us on our mobile phones. We have to know that there are people who are just trying to sniff or get information from our devices. So we have to be very careful about that.
Okay. In case you just joined us, we're looking at emerging cybersecurity threats in Ghana. My guest is David Jidu, CEO of DK Cyber. And you can send your questions to our WhatsApp number, 055-556-1034. What else do we need to know about cybersecurity threats?
All right, so there's a lot we have to take note of. Even today that we find most ourselves on the internet, on the social media, we have to know one of them is what we call the brute force attack or the password attack that comes to us every day. What if you could search every 39 seconds, there's an attack going on the internet. Every 39 seconds, there's an attack going on the internet. And some of these are the password attack, trying to get your credentials online, trying to find a way to dupe you. So if today you live on the internet, you are doing something in social media, you just have to have that mind that the attackers attacking you. So what you have to notice, you have to set your strong password and also try to enable all your two-step verification on every platform you see yourself. Those are some of the things that can really protect you or can really secure you when you live on the internet today. And I always say that you have to be very careful about the things you share. You don't have to share too much information. You don't have to post too much of your personal details on the internet, because today what we have to know is that the internet has got no delete button. Anything that comes on the internet lives on the internet forever, and you can never delete it. So you have to be very careful about that.
Okay, just before we go, how do you set a strong password?
All right, so setting strong password, you have to take note of these three things. You have to make sure that the password is unique. The password has got upper letters, lower letters, small letters, and also signs in it. And make sure that your password is not it has to be more than 12 letters. So yes, it has to be more than, because if not, you stand a chance of brute force attack or dictionary attack. Okay. So it has to be more, and it has to be unique. And your password must not be too old. Just have to change your password maybe every 3 months, every 4 months, every 6 months. You have to find a better way of changing your password.
Okay. How do you do a two-step verification?
So two-step verification is quite simple. All platform, you go to your settings, then you look for account or password, then you go to, you see two-step verification or two-factor authentication. You put a 6-digit PIN on it to secure you. When something happens, they'll send you a code through either on your cell phone or your email. Then you can get it and know what's really happening over there. And one advice I'll give is people should also check their presence on the internet. So when you're on Facebook or on Instagram, you go to your settings, you go to your account, and go and check where your devices are logging. Most of the times, we are using our Facebook or our social media accounts with a lot of people that we don't know. Because when you get there, you have the opportunity to log them off. You can just take them off.
And finally, how can people find you?
Right, so it's on all the social media handles, the Cyber Zone GH. And my number is 0552-373603.
David Jidu is the CEO of the Cyber Zone GH, and he gives us education every Friday at this time on how to protect ourselves online on our devices. David, enjoy Friday.
Thank you.
Okay, and that's our conversation right there. People are coming in about what day is celebrated. Is used to celebrate food issues. Yum, 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 yum. That's how my son used to talk about food when he was growing up. Yum, 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 yum. It's all breakfast. And here comes Sweet Val with Rush Hour.
Good morning. So we're rushing with our colleague Alan. He's somewhere in Accra. He's going to be giving us details as to what's happening there with traffic and what's not. And he's here. Alan is
Prince,
live
let
and
him wear the headset.
Yeah, Alan is.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Valerie. Welcome to the TUC intercession. Behind me, northwards, is the road normally referred to as the Barnes Avenue, where one of our sponsors resides, Airtel Tigo to be precise. Commuters on this part of town have the full complement of the traffic lights at this intersection. And so traffic situation is really very manageable. You would not have to necessarily be in a rush or try to push your way through, because maximum wait time is 4 minutes and you're away. And so if we're taking it from traffic behind me, which is northwards on the Barnes Avenue, you realize the light has just come up green, and so it's flowing smoothly, apart from those who are turning leftwards or turning towards the left. They will have to wait until it's green on their side of the road and they can go. Indeed, it is green for them to move on now, and so what you can see is rather the good flow of the traffic from that side. We're looking westward towards Adabraka and part of the Graphic Road. You'll find again traffic is building up from that side towards the side of town, and traffic coming from there will then make their way through here onto the Liberia Road or parts of the National Theatre area, and then towards our right, when they turn at the light, we'll be heading towards the Accra Technical University, Kimbu, and then also the Tema Station areas. Traffic from that end into Barnes Avenue or the Liberia Road isn't bad at all. It is really very good. There isn't much coming from the Central Business District towards this direction or this part of town. What there is rather is so much from our end into the business district. And so if we pan round and we're taking onto the Liberia Road, which will then take traffic from the National Theatre area or National Theatre end, the FUS Sutherland end, as well as the World Trade Center end, into the Barnes or TUC intersection, and then taking traffic down to Adabraka Asylum down and its environs, you'll find it's a virtually empty road, a virtually empty side of town. What the reason is that there is a good traffic flow and there isn't much coming from that town, that side of town, into town. Now we come to the Barnes Road and we're bringing you to the end of traffic situation at this intersection. You'll find, as I mentioned earlier, full complements of the traffic lights. Commuter as well as pedestrian access to the road is really very smooth. And this is the traffic situation at the TUC intersection. Coming to you live. My name is Daryl Alantego. It's been Rush Hour. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. So we have been speaking with Alan, and Alan has been giving us updates from the TUC intersection, guys. We are going to be connecting to our colleague Jay. Before we connect to him, though, remember this show is made possible by Awake Purified Mineral Water. A fraction of Awake water, if you buy a bottle, goes to the Cardiothoracic Center and pays for the medical care of people who cannot afford to pay their bills. So guys, go out and make sure today when you drink water, it is an Awake Purified Mineral Water bottle. Shield acrylic paint, cheesy pizza. Our cheesy quiz question for today is, which date is set aside to celebrate World Food Day, guys? Fastest fingers, remember that, and send your answers to our WhatsApp number 055-556-1034. Also our Denko Next Level Energy Drink. And later on, the Yellow Couch segment, the lifestyle segment of the show, is brought to us by kindness of Airtel Tigo. Later on in the show, we'll be looking at graffiti across the capital. We'll be speaking to an artist who has actually been on our set here at GTV Breakfast before, and we'll still be keeping an eye on Rushing Hour with Alan and Jay. We are still holding on to speak to Jay. Jay is around Shiashi, and he's getting ready to join us now with traffic updates. And also, coming up later on my side of the breakfast table, which is the warmer side, we're going to have a conversation about a comic play. It's titled Arsenal Again. So maybe to the Arsenal fans, if you want to find out what's happening, this show is actually going to be staged on the 30th of October 2021. So we'll be having a sit down with some comedians while we are at it. I'm still waiting to bring in my colleague Jay, and maybe I have to hand over to Kaf. Kaf, you're ready to read. Kaf is ready to read some messages from our Facebook, from you guys. The show is interactive. It's GTV Breakfast, and so we are handing over to Kaf now.
Indeed, and thank you very much, Val and Alan, for that. You know, this whole conversation on the anti-gay bill, the anti-LGBTQ, and I found out that there's even more. There's like LGBTQQ, AAIP. It's an alphabet soup. So the anti-gay bill, I was just wondering, have people been reading have you read the bill? That's the question I asked. Have you read this particular bill that is being proposed? And the full name is Proper Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill 2021. Maybe we should use this for a cheesy pizza quiz question in the coming days. So have you read the Proper Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill 2021? And these are some of the responses. So on Facebook. So somebody says, Yao 6 says, not yet. Can you please make it available? We have Google, brother. Simon Boninga says, share it with me if you can, please. People don't want to use that. They don't want to use the search functions. And Edward Kwapin says, seriously, Kafu, I haven't read it, but any bill that holds this foolishness called rights, I support it. So people are up in arms, haven't read what is inside the bill. King Kaka says, no room for gayism and lesbianism in Ghana. And then Prince Mikey says, who are you to fight for God? You claim it's against your moral values, but your so-called men of God are busy sleeping with married women, young ladies. You steal money that is meant to do the work of God. Do you mean that homosexuality is the only thing against moral values? Every man will give account to God and not human beings. So it's quite a heated debate. All I asked was, have you read the bill? And I'm getting all this feedback. Clement Williams says, not yet, and I don't think I will do that anytime soon. But the Honorable Sam Jata George is still around like air, so no fears, crime. Don't you think it's a good idea to actually read the bill to find out what is being propagated, what they are fighting against, if you're against it, so at least you can make good arguments and not be like Larry Madowo of CNN, who went up against Sam George and fell face down, bloom like that. Even his country people are denying him. I'll get to Valerie pretty soon, but just reminding you that this show is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water. There it is. 1 peso out of this goes to the National Cardiothoracic Center, so we are supporting anytime you buy a bottle. Shield acrylic paint, Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. The kaftan for men is brought to you by The Fabric Hub. Look for them on Instagram, The Fabric Hub NG. And there's a conversation with Panji Anoff on music and the arts, entertainment, and what's going down in Ghana with all the big hot topics. You cannot afford to miss it. And I'm handing over back to Valerie, who I believe has a few things she wants to tell you. Val.
Actually, yes, we are connecting with my colleague Jay. He's around Shiashi. You know what traffic on a Friday means, right? Especially on that stretch. And he's already on our screen. So you can look behind me. You can see Jay is already on the walkway. And so we're connecting to him now. Jay, you are live. What can you report? There's a lot of cars behind you. What's up? Yeah. Ah.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. How you all doing? So it's still hashtag GTV Breakfast. Welcome to Russia. My name is Jay Gabra. This morning's updates, I'll be bringing it to you from Shashi. And to be precise, where I am right now, I'm on the walkway at Shashi presently. And there's something, I'm somewhat of a theater fan, so I know a little bit about suspense, keeping the audience wanting more later on in the production. And there's something about being on this bridge. I don't know what it is, whether it's the cars passing underneath or the pedestrians walking across, even the motorcycles passing, but I feel some vibrations. And I keep asking myself, what's going to happen next? I don't know why it's vibrating in that manner. So in terms of updates, you can tell for those who are coming from Oponglo, Legon, Medina, and all those environments, it's thick traffic for them, including those coming from the Emmanuel Eye Clinic area. For if you're a road user who usually uses this side, that's what you will be facing this morning. You can tell on the opposite side, there isn't that much traffic for those heading to those places. But for those coming from there, that's what you will be facing. And I'd like to draw your attention to the Shiashi bus stop, where the Roads Ministry, in collaboration with the Department of Urban Roads, they've already started putting up signs about what they plan to do starting at midnight tonight. So they want to inform the public that the access to the boundary road from the Tetekwashi interchange will be closed to the general public to enable the repair of a section of the road to be carried out. So because of that, there will be interruption of traffic flow from Shashi and its environs from midnight tonight through to Sunday owing to the asphalt overlay. So please be advised and follow the traffic diversion signs which will be around various sections along the road during this period. So they apologize for any inconvenience. So this by way of information for those who usually ply this route. So be aware that there will be a little bit of road closure. So if you are heading to Shashi, the boundary road, heading towards East Legon and all that, the road will be closed from midnight tonight. So, and coming for you can tell those coming from Medina heading towards Spana Junction, going towards 37 and all that, heading into the central business district, for instance, Accra. This is what you will be facing as well. The traffic is thick, but I won't advise you use any alternative routes at the moment because even though it looks scary, the shortcuts may be longer than using the main road itself because it may surprise you. The main road does move as well. So if you want to stay on the main road, that's fine. If you know a shortcut, that's also cool as well. So you can use your Google Maps to guide you with that. So in terms of rush hour updates, this is what we have for you this morning. Back to you, Val, in the studios.
Thank you, Jay. And so that was Jay with traffic updates from the Shiashi area. If you haven't left home and you've seen the images on a cap, stop that. If you haven't left home and you've seen the images that Jay showed us, you should leave now or you just want to stay at home. This is a special birthday shout from Leslie. Leslie is with the accountants department here at GBC, and this is the special 70th birthday to his mom, Theresa Abimensa, and he's praying for good health and long life for her. I'm going to take a break now. After the break, T is ready to sit down with her guest to discuss what's happening and what's trending across the headlines and the newspapers. So guys, we're taking a quick break.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
I just do galamsey.
Your Honor, since the accused has been in the dock for a while,
Please permit me to serve him some water to drink.
You promised to give me water. This water is coming from the gutter. It will make me sick.
Your Honor, that is it. Due to the galamsey activities of the accused and his cohorts, they have polluted all our water bodies. See, this water is coming from our taps. They have destroyed all our forests, and above all, the activities are killing people.
Mr. Eja, you have been found guilty of indulging in galamsey. And since you don't want to mention the names of your bosses, you have been sentenced to 25 years in prison. This is my judgment.
Please, I will talk. Mr. Francis is bad. Mr. Martin is bad. Mr. Usu. Please, Your Honor. Please.
Yenjai, galamsey. Yenjai, galamsey.
I am 7.
Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show.
Thanks for staying with us. You're still watching GTV Breakfast, and that's the hashtag to follow across our social media handles. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram. So follow our pages, share our content, and get interactive. Share your thoughts on everything that we discuss on this program and indeed other GBC programs as well, and let's know what you think about policy issues or any of the other questions we may pose to you across social media handles. Special birthday dedication from Ivan Bronian Ponsa of the GBC newsroom, and he's sending this special one to Brian Papa Kwame Bronian Ponsa for at the Talented Royals International School, Royal K1. And you're 5 years old today, Brian, and Daddy wants to say a very happy birthday to you. All of us are saying a happy birthday to you. We pray for grace and mercy over your life. Brian, you're 5 today. From all of us in the newsroom, we wish you well. And we're looking into issues that have made it into the papers. But before we do that, let me quickly take a few of your messages across our social media handles. Let me go to Facebook first. And like I said, we are streaming live there. I want to see you streaming so I can wave at you. So watch the stream right now and say hi to me and tag me, and then I will respond, and I'll have a special surprise in there for you. We've talked about cybersecurity threats, and some of you have made some comments. Naja Mohammed Shuaib says, very educative, watching from Tamale. George Forsen says, GBC of late is doing very well. Thank you. Kodja Sempa, ardent viewer, and you've also sent your thoughts to us as well. Other comments, live and clear inside Indianapolis, Tanoso, Pedrowa Maldini Cruz. Yes, so thank you for following us. So we're looking into all the stories that are trending. Let's quickly start by introducing my panel. I have one strong lady at the table with me right now, and she is Hajia Hamdatu Ibrahim, former acting chairperson of the CPP. Hajia, welcome once again.
Thank you,
Good to have you.
Good to see you too.
Very soon we'll be joined by Ellen Amadeko, a member of the NPP communication team, to look into the issues that have made it into the papers. Let's start with the Daily Graphic, Hajia. There's a story on the front page from the CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Mr. Suleiman Kone, and he's saying, good morning, Mr. Kone, by the way. He's saying that VAT, so VAT is scaring off exploration firms from Ghana to Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire. So the story, I'll just read a bit of it. Some exploration companies in the mining sector are turning their attention to some neighboring countries over what they consider as unfriendly exploration tax regime in the country. So far, about 10 exploration companies are seeking business refuge with Ghana's neighbors, including Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire, in search of the yellow metal. Chief Executive of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Mr. Suleiman Kone, said Ghana was losing its steam to attract more investment in the mining sector due to value-added tax charges on exploration, which was not the case in the two countries. He therefore called for the exemption of exploration companies from the payment of VAT to reduce the risk and high cost of mining. What do you think? Is that the way to go if we are losing mining firms to neighboring countries? How bad is it? How serious is the situation?
Yeah, thank you very much, Telma, and then a very good morning to our cherished viewers out there. I cannot say I'm an expert when it comes to mining, but based on the story that you've just read, I also glanced through. As a country, I'm not sure we are operating in isolation. We should look at neighboring countries and the world, how they are treating their mining industry. If the mining industry is going to create jobs for our people, and this mining company are losing hope because of certain taxes that are being imposed on them, then I think as a country we have to look at that. But my problem has to do with the chairman of the Chamber of Mines. What kind of engagement did they engage the stakeholders concerning their challenges that we were not told in the story? They really wanted to highlight their challenges through the graphic corporation, so the Ghanaians will be aware. But I think Ghanaians can be aware. We can only comment, criticize, praise, but I think the issue has to do with the policy makers. What can the policy makers do to look at the challenges that the mining companies are facing? Because there's an example of maybe mining exploration, and then where they do it, the charges that they charge in Ghana is $40,000, in Burkina Faso is $21,000, in Mali is $10,000, because it's you don't even know whether you get the gold or you not get the gold. So I think, well, it is left with our policy makers and people who are in charge, I think, to engage the mining industry to see, because whether we like it or not, they create employment for our people. So for me, I think if there are challenges, I think they should sit around the table and then maybe get to the bottom of the thing. How much are they charging them the VAT? Maybe they can give them some percentage. If it's 5, maybe they can say they will take in that industry. Because one, if we are losing the mining companies to neighboring countries, which means we are losing jobs, they will be laid down, but people will be off their jobs. And more to the point, we already have a problem of our teeming youth who are unemployed. So what are we going to do about it? I think in putting policies together, we have to look at the environment in which you operate. What are the neighboring countries doing that we are not doing, so that we don't lose the mining companies to Cote d'Ivoire or Mali, and the other one, Burkina Faso. I think that is what I can say about that. Because it's not an easy...
the fact that Ghana is the leading gold producer in Africa, that's also under threat if we lose exploration companies.
Yes, if we lose maybe we even become third or even 10th. Because if we don't explore, how can we extract the gold? That is another issue that we should look at. Because if we are first in Africa, and then about 4th in the world or something,
sixth largest in the world.
Sixth in the world.
2019 was
in 2019, yes. So then we can, maybe if they are not exploring the gold, we can easily drop to a number that maybe we will not be happy about. So I think, Thelma, what we are supposed to do as a country is for policy makers to look at the challenges that is faced by the mining community.
Right, and I think we engage the Minerals Commission here every Wednesday in the morning, and it's a question we could potentially
of course. Maybe they would. That's what I'm saying. The mining companies, or maybe the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, we don't know the kind of engagement they've done with Mineral Commission. We are only hearing that maybe this is the challenges. But when you are facing the challenges as a chairman, what did you do? Or you're just going to the press to express your challenges to the press, to the Ghanaian public, who don't have the power to change whatever. So you have to engage the policymakers.
And at the same time, we are thinking about revenue mobilization, and the fact that a lot of government revenue comes from
the mining sector.
From mining and VAT in general. So if we are exempting more people, that's less money in the coffers to engage in other
not just exempting, but maybe if the percentage is high. That is what I'm saying. We should look at neighboring countries, what they do. So, okay, we are saying we're going to maintain our VAT. And then the mining company said, okay, we cannot explore here. We are going to Burkina Faso. And are we not still going to lose revenue? We are going to lose revenue. So there should be a convergence point where there is no winner, there is no loser.
That's it. That's a fair point. Another story captured in the graphic is the finance minister's brainstorm session today, actually at the UPSA with members of the youth, and it's about the Ghana Cares Obantampa program of the government, and that story is captured on page 20. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta will today engage the country's teeming youth at the Springboard Ghana Cares Youth Dialogue, which will take place at the University of Professional Studies, Accra, UPSA. The program, which will be held on the theme Opportunities for Ghana's Youth under the Ghana Cares program, will bring together tertiary students, graduates and youth groups from the formal and informal sectors, and the list of participating universities are there. And Springboard is the one that is leading this dialogue, and so it seems like a government and a private sector collaboration to meet the youth, to tell them what the Ghana Cares of Antampa project is about and the opportunities that they can take from some of the policies being implemented?
I think it's in the right direction. You know, if you're going to make a policy or there's an idea that is going to be moved about youth, and then you don't engage them, maybe there will be some opportunities. The youth will not even know that maybe there's an opening in GBC or other institutions that they can apply and then work there. So I think government, private sector initiative to engage the youth. Maybe somebody will go to the show and then realize that, oh, maybe I have some 200 Ghana cedis that I can use to do something. But because I don't have the idea on how to do it, maybe by the time I realize I've used this 200 Ghana cedis on Chinchenga or Kelewole. So I think it is a good initiative. Let's engage the youth of this country. When we are going to implement certain policies, and it's about the youth, it is in order for us, and it shouldn't just be in Accra. We should go to the rural areas. We have universities scattered in the country. We can divide the country into 4 or 6, then engage northern sector, middle belt, southern, and then maybe the western side. So that we will see our ministers not just be in the ministries, but engaging the people, because the people are the stakeholders. If the stakeholders are not there, it will be difficult to understand any implementation of government initiative. That is why certain initiatives fail, because you don't engage the people. So I see it as a very good move by the Minister of Finance to meet the youth, engage them, and then explain what this Obatampa initiative is all about. Because maybe if you just throw it in the air, what is Obatampa? And you don't get the people who are moving that idea to explain to the understanding of the youth of this country or any ordinary Ghanaian. So I think it is in the right direction. Let's watch what is going to happen today. Maybe tomorrow we'll have more things to say, because we don't even know what they are going to talk. It's just the headlines that we are discussing.
Yeah, so
they're going to engage the youth on the Obatampa project.
And the graphic is saying the minister is expected to give a breakdown of the key interventions and how many of the planned 1 million jobs each intervention will specifically create. He will also talk about what has been done so far, the timelines for the full rollout, and indicators for measurement, and what young people must know, have, or do to benefit from the intervention.
If you're going to get about 1 million, can you imagine? You remember the show that happened at the Easy Conference Center? Look at the teaming youth that went there. So if there's an opportunity that can engage or absorb about 1 million, I sitting here am for it, because we have the situation whereby when the youth are not engaged, that's where you have them engaging in maybe row, people going to hide to go and do fight for them, meanwhile they are comfortable in their homes, and so on and so forth. So I think when the youth are engaged, if you have a job to do, and nobody will come to your doorstep and say, oh, there is something that we are going to be giving 100 let's go and do it. No. The person has a sustainable job. He or she knows that if when I go out, I'm going to work from morning till evening, then I come back home safely. When we engage the youth, there will be less trouble in the country.
Right. We've been joined at the table by Madame Ellen Amadeko, member of the NPP communication team, and you'll also be taking a bite on these things. Ellen, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, and good morning, Hajia. Good morning, everybody. My apologies for being late. I had car trouble. So
sorry.
I'm here.
We've talked about the CEO of the Chamber of Mines saying that we are losing exploration firms to neighboring countries because of our high VAT charges. And Hajia is of the opinion that the Chamber should engage with the policy makers, the stakeholders, to see if they put any interventions in place, if they've spoken to the firms and what they make of analyzing conditions in Ghana and what prevails in the neighboring countries, to sort of chart a way forward. And we've just moved on to the story of the Minister of Finance meeting with young people today to talk about opportunities in the Ghana Cares of Antampa program. And I wonder what your thoughts on this would be before.
I have quite a lot of thoughts on it, especially in relation to the minerals issue. As I said, good morning once again to our viewers. Good morning to all of you. Our minerals are one of the places where we get a lot of money as a country, in terms of resources, in terms of taxes, in terms of physical cash to actually run our economy. And I think Ghana is the highest producer of gold in Africa.
Yes.
And for me, it's as much as I love it and I'm happy that we are, it's also indicative of our situation as a country, where we are producing gold all right, but what is the state of our jewelry industry? Value addition. So we are putting a lot of effort, a lot of emphasis on the taxes we get from the production of the raw gold. So firms that are coming in to do exploration, you know, we put a lot of taxes on them. They have to pay royalties. They have when they start exploring and all that. We can only bring this down to be in competition with our neighbors when we add more value to the gold that we are producing. And that's where the problem is. Every single thing that we produce as a country, as in the raw gold, is sent out of Ghana. We don't do anything to it. They just mine it. We carry it out. Our jewelers are complaining. They don't even have the access to the gold to even, you know, do the jewelry for us. A lot of Ghanaians are buying gold from Dubai. So it's a whole industry audit that we have to do. If we're going to reduce the taxes, that's the VAT on these things, we have to get the money from somewhere else to support our economy. And the only way we can get it is to make an effort to pick the money from somewhere else. Once you're reducing it here for the explorer, those who want to explore, we have to get it from our local jewelers who would make it and then sell the value added, the pure jewelry, because it's $1 billion industry worldwide, and we are not benefiting from that.
For the #1 producer of gold in Africa, how many people have seen gold?
Do you have any jewelry made of Ghanaian gold?
No, I'm sure my grandma would have. Seen.
I didn't
I
ask
personally do not own any personal gold.
Assuming tomorrow you want to buy one, where will you go to?
A jewelry shop.
Do we have? Are you sure that the jewelry shops in Ghana produce made in Ghana jewelry, or they bring it from abroad? Some of them do. How many of them do?
Just a few.
That is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And those who are even doing it, they have so much issues. So as I said, we can bring down the taxes from that side, but we have to find a way of, because we produce the most gold in Africa.
50% should be.
When I hear that they are starting, and that is where a company like PMMC is supposed to produce gold for all of us to buy. What's up with them? Do you even know that they exist? How many people even know that they exist?
I know of their existence.
Yes, but how many people have been there recently, have been to their shops to find out what's going on? We have to take an interest. All of us have to take an interest. And then we have to start encouraging our young people to start using the made in Ghana jewelry. Now we are all going into the beads. But you know that we have, apart from gold, we have other stones in Ghana. The one that is in my earring now, I hear it's called sapphire.
The blue gold.
Yeah, yes, the blue one, the blue stones. And in the Volta region, I hear there are plenty of them there. But we still import this from outside Ghana to come and do the jewelry that we need. So we need a whole audit into the whole mining sector, and then our value addition issue. I heard that there's a program coming on next month. It's called the Gold Statement. I'm going to talk, find a lot more about it. Next week when I come, God willing, I think I'll talk about it. I hear it's a program that has been going on for the past 11 years about our Ghanaian gold and how we are going to use it. We are going to talk more about it and get it. So as we're bringing this down to get more companies in to come and buy the gold or come and mine and take the gold away, what are we doing to add value to what we have? What are we doing? Why can't I get jewelers lined up, a place where they are, I want to buy gold, I want to deal in gold jewelry? There's a place in Ghana I should know. Automatically it comes into my head.
Surrounding gold production for a country previously known as the Gold Coast. There's a lot of unknown when it comes to purchasing gold.
And we are the highest producer in Africa.
The issue is that, Helen,
they sit in the world.
Helen, as you rightly indicated, we can have a policy that will say when you mine the gold, 50% should stay
in Ghana, yes.
for our distance. That is another way.
Can we afford it?
Why can't we afford it?
Of reducing the tax, because that's why it should be a win-win situation.
At the same price that it will be sold
you
to
should
the
read
international
the
market.
The act that set up PMMC. PMMC is supposed to do all this. You know, set up the prices, make sure that local jewelers have. Now I hear they are in collaboration with Bank of Ghana. We are now buying gold into our reserves. We started after 50-something years, and after over 400 years of mining gold, we are now putting down reserves as a country. And England, where they don't mine anything, they have stores, vaults of gold. So as much as we'll be on our policymakers and our governments to work hard, there's so much unfair trade policies, you know, for us and those who consume our gold. And how can Geneva and Switzerland be the hub of gold in the world when all the gold they are using is coming from here?
But Dubai, even Libya, before Gaddafi was overthrown, if you go to Libya, there's a whole market of gold.
Why should it be in Libya
from
and
like,
not in
from
Ghana?
like here to Circle? You won't believe it.
They just sell gold.
Gold. Only gold.
I would be fascinated to see something like that happen in Ghana. But let's
likewise.
It's the same for cocoa. It's the same for other raw materials as well.
Everything.
So we don't add more value to whatever. No value addition.
And it's not just Ghana.
We import finished products.
I was watching something on uranium in the Niger. Apparently Niger has the biggest reserves of uranium in the world.
But you know what? Not Gaddafi.
And the uranium is used in producing electric bulbs.
Yeah.
And France is there mining. And France has 100% population access to electricity. Niger has less than 10%.
Let me pick your thoughts on the finance minister's session today with the youth on the Ghana case.
I'm excited the finance minister is doing that, and other ministers I've seen are engaging with the youth. I think gradually we are realizing that the youth are going to take over, and they are gradually taking over.
Are we now gradually realizing it?
We always knew they were there, but it's like it's an active policy now. I mean, if you are in your 60s, you know that in the next five years you are done. 5-6 years. It's the young person who is taking over. So if you don't engage the person, what sort of country are you living for the person? So I'm happy he's doing that, and he's explaining to the young people where they can get access, because I know the government has so much in store for young people who want to go into entrepreneurship, who want to start businesses. But then the problem is the implementation. Where do we start from? Who do we talk to? Where do we go? So I'm happy he's the one saying it and doing it, and he will make sure that they get access to the things that they need, and they know where to go to for all this. So it's excellent what he's doing. The other ministries should also get involved. Other ministers should also get involved. A few are, but we need to get our ministers more involved in the lives of the youth, because they are here to serve Ghana and the youth. A lot of them like sitting on their
Exactly.
You can get in touch with us, engage and share your thoughts on some topics that we are discussing in the newspapers. The number is 055-5561-034. And we are getting ready to connect to our team on the field to look at what they are